again, everyone. The to our Vampire 20th Edition uh podcast, and I am Procyon. I will be your storyteller for this evening. I We pick up our newly changed undead after they've had quite an interesting conversation with their new friend Hardestat, and had to witness um an argument between several very strange looking people talking about how they were definitely not going to do anything horrible to our newly turned undead. Nope, definitely not. Um and we will start our introductions with Swava.
I am the Peppermint Primal, and Sova does not have the attention span of a 5-year-old.
Um Nico.
I am Ignian Blood Mage, and I'll be playing Nico, who is really happy about his new face.
uh Sasha.
Uh, I am Yusovo 1872. I am playing Sasha, and he is tired of being with his abusers and wants to go back home to dad.
Luthen.
I am Blade, playing Lucen Hayes, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the conspirators so I can at least murder a couple.
Alonzo. Alonzo.
Hi, I'm Luke playing Alonso, an itinerant smuggler of the seas, now stuck on the land deep in Europe, uh, hoping to learn more about the abyss.
And now you're dead. How does that work?
Oh yeah, and dead.
So, um, you guys, so each one of you, you notice as you begin to wake back up, um, that what you've experienced the previous night, you remember sleep. It hasn't been that long since your change. You remember what it felt like to sleep and what you had felt the day before at this point is not sleep. It's more like being dormancy. Um, but as you wake, you find yourself. Each of you find yourselves slightly hungrier. It's not a bad hunger, but given how much you've eaten, you can feel in the back of your head something gnawing at you. It's a small emptiness, but an emptiness nonetheless. As the blood from your heart begins moving again and reanimating your previously dead form. So, not long after you reawaken, Rodolfo walks back in the room and notices you all have awoken, and he gives a small bow and says, "Oh, hello. How are you feeling? Good evening. How are you feeling today?"
I feel like that's a bit of a loaded question, considering everything that's happened.
Fair enough.
But I feel okay, and he kind of looks around. It's like he just feels his face. It's like, oh, okay, yay.
Rodolfo takes a look. I don't think he was in the room, and says, "Hey, did he change? What's going on with him?"
Oh,
Not sure what he did. But he definitely looks like that now.
remember when you were talking about how the Shimizi were fiends among fiends, and they somehow can do something really freaky with flesh? I gave it a go.
No.
It was disturbing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I
Listen,
imagine.
listen. You
Bless
said that.
were not here.
Listen, they said they were the fiends among fiends, but I don't feel I'm at that road of this unlife just yet. So we're just gonna have this pretty face and just see how this goes.
Well, what about the rest of you? How are you feeling?
Disconcerted.
And Sora just kind of like shakes her head.
It
Also
is
concerned
odd.
with how do vampires travel?
Well, the carriages I used to bring you here is one way. Remember the shutters?
That would explain it.
No, I don't remember that. I'm pretty sure I was unconscious.
It was the same ones that we had traveled in first to get to the manse.
Yep.
I don't remember those very much either.
Do you remember anything?
Apparently, I don't remember carriage rides very well.
Mm.
I mean,
And he could just-
ongoing, so I don't see why he would.
But you would remember that the carriages, those of you who are conscious, had very large shutters designed to block any and all sunlight that would enter.
Well, I'd say that was pretty useful to have.
I would imagine if you were to go across sea, you would just stay below deck.
Yes, so long as you take measures to prevent yourself from uh, prevent yourself from getting caught in the sun, you should be fine. I came actually because my Lord Hardestat wishes to speak with all of you again.
Is he going to slap us again?
Or stab us.
Hopefully not, but I should explain first before you see him what his aim is. As it stands right now, we're all targets of the Inquisition, and the clans of kindred are not quite as unified as they should be, and sees my lord sees the bigger picture and sees the proverbial writing on the wall, and his aim is to create a confederation, I suppose one may call it, of kindred to protect against interclan fighting, as well as to resist the Inquisition, because the Inquisition puts us all in danger, and my Lord Hardestat sees the writing on the wall. If we want to protect ourselves, we we have to do something. We have to band together more than the kindred apparently have throughout their history.
So, strength in numbers. That's a sound tactic.
It is just rather difficult to get all the kindred together on the same page with this. Hence why my lord takes this conspiracy quite as seriously as he does.
What status does your lord have amongst his people? Is he a king or
I'm
something?
told I'm told he has some stat. I'm told he has a great amount of status. How each particular clan does their own ranking, if they do it, depends upon that clan. Um, I believe my lord is part of Clan Ventrue, and I believe they have a council. Um,
What are Ventru? I know that you went over the clans yesterday or last night, but what are the Ventru exactly? We know the Toreadors are the beauty people, or the people full of beauty. We know what the Tremere are. We know a good portion of what we are in terms of our clan affiliations, but what exactly are the Ventru?
they are, I guess one may call them power mongers. They, they're, I guess I guess you would, and I use air quotes here, leaders more.
They're the
They,
politicians.
yes, the politicians, the kings, that kind of thing. They're,
I suppose that would be a worthy plan to follow if one has to.
I guess one would call them almost aristocratic, almost.
Hmm. Basically, blue bloods.
Essentially.
Hmm.
But if you all are.
People to be around.
Yeah, like not, yeah, they're not slappy at all. Uh, and Radosio bows his head a little bit and says, if you all are ready, I shall take you to meet with him when you are ready to speak with him.
One last thing. Is there any way I could send a message to somebody?
Hmm.
I had a loyal retainer who I left behind, and I'm sure he would like to know where I have disappeared to, or at the very least that I'm still around.
I will. Let's see. I will mention it to my lord after you've spoken with him. I'm sure we can arrange
Very good.
for a message.
Very good. Take us to your lord, I suppose.
Okay. Um. So, as Radosio leads you all out, he brings you to a large room filled with what look to be military kind. And I'll change the picture on Roll20. He takes you to a room that looks to be filled with military maps on tables with flags with little mini, I guess you would call it little miniatures like spread out and marked. They look to those of you who have experience with any sort of military training would recognize, or military maps. You would notice these look to be um, they look to be boundaries and trade routes marked out on them. Hardestat is standing over one of the tables till he sees you come in. And as he sees you come in, he says, "You're puny, immature, and naive. However, there's little we can do about these most unattractive qualities. I shall therefore aid you immeasurably in your hunt for the conspirators. Listen closely, for I become caloric when I am forced to repeat myself. Claudius and his conspiracy of Isaac meet in any number of places, huddling together to plot and scheme like the scufflaws and vagabonds they are. They think they are safe in their little havens because they're so adept at scurrying away like rats when their betters come calling. Yet, like rats, they seldom fear their own." And he pauses for a second, and he finds a nearby servant and exposes his fangs and takes a sip of blood from their neck. And then he continues, "Therefore, you shall present yourselves to the anathema at the Inn of the Lion, where my sources say they often cower after being routed for more comfortable nests. Do not attempt a frontal assault on the anathema, for you have no hope of destroying them. Instead, sue for peace. Present yourselves to them and beg they take you back. Tell the vile traitors that you escaped from my clutches by overcoming Radurgio. Bring him with you as proof and say he is dominated by you, but do not let them kill him for betraying them. Tell the conspirators that you found them by asking Radurgio to take you to all the places he had seen them. Watch and learn all you can. Find out when they intend to attack Japheth and tell me. And if you can destroy them one by one, this will remove the burden your unlawful sires placed upon you at the moment of your rebirth." Do you understand?
Many thanks for this information, Lord Hardstap.
You're welcome.
Would you be able to provide any other kind of support to us? Perhaps in terms of armament for the likes of Lucen, or any kind of garb?
Hmm. I may be able to. What is it you seek?
Oh, if personally I could get a short bow and a sling, I'll be able to take care of myself.
And he He pauses for a second and motions for a nearby servant. Um, find a find a short bow and a sling. For I apologize. I have forgotten your name.
Alonzo Moron, and I'll give a nice deep bow.
Very well, Alonso. Um, I will have it brought. I will have it brought at Redursio. I'll have Redursio bring it with him.
Many thanks. Many thanks.
My lord, I do have equipment for myself, but not with me. It is with my loyal retainer, who I would like to contact if possible, but until I can reacquire my equipment, would beg of you the opportunity to borrow some meager armaments from as well.
He
A spear of some sort, a pole arm of some sort, the ideal. Some armor if you have any.
I'm
Fit.
sure I can find a pole arm. As for armor, it's quite expensive, and most of it is being used by my men. But I may be able to find you. We may have some to spare.
It is a minor thing. If you can spare some, I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I will reclaim my own at some point.
Well,
Big
until
deal.
we find, or until you can reclaim your own, I shall loan to you. And he motions for one of the servants. Tell me what if we've got any equipment to spare. And it takes a few minutes for the servant to come back to Hardestat, and he says, I can get you composite armor for right now. That's all I have to spare that's not being used for my own troops.
That would be splendid. It is much appreciated.
I would like a dagger or two if you have any to spare.
And he says, "Yes, I can find a dagger." He has the servants bring a dagger and a for Lucen. It would be class 3 armor that he brings to you.
Okay.
So he brings a single dagger to Sasha, and he brings a melee weapon class 3. Which one?
Just a regular spear. It's all the way at the bottom of the page if you're.
Yeah, spear. Yeah, there it is. And he brings a spear to Lucen.
Nice.
Generosity is appreciated, my lord. I will bow as.
And give one of my he has a servant go over to Lucen. Tell my servant here, the name and location, if possible, of this person you wish to contact. I'll have them send a message.
I will do as you say.
As I said, do not attack the anathema head on. If you do, they will likely destroy all of you. As I said, super peace.
More difficult. That may be difficult, but I will endeavor to put aside
There
my
will
own
be
pride.
attempts made.
As I said, careful. Being careful and subtlety is important in this endeavor. Do not try a head-on assault. They are much older and much more powerful than all of you combined could be. And then he tells you generally how to reach the inn, and that Redursio will be tagging along. And then he motions for Redursio to take you away, and he says, "Deliver the serpent childer of the anathema unto the bosom of their family. But before Redocio moves Raphael, who had also been in the room, who looks just as gorgeous as ever, um, he uh, he he quickly whispers in Hardestat's ear, and nothing you guys can hear. But after a moment, Hardestat grunts, nods, and then leans back against the rack, boredom on his face as Raphael smiles beautifully
Fantastic.
at all of you and begins to address you. Um, and he says, "Listen, humans fear what they don't understand, and they will now fear you, priests. Priests who are supposed to be an embodiment of Christian love and charity will spit upon you. They will consign you to the fires of hell merely for existing. And even if you were the noblest soul since our Savior, they would destroy you, even as the Romans destroyed him. So take care, younglings. If it was only your survival that hung in the balance, I am sure Hardestat would not care if you flaunted your natures. But you must be careful and hide them. The This is an idea of mine. I call it the masquerade. We must pretend as if we are the sheep. We must act as if we're the sheep, and as long as we're careful and don't flaunt our natures too much, we should be able to escape the notice of the holy men of the Inquisition." And Raphael pauses, but then Hardestat just he just snorts derisively. He then continues to speak. "However, it is the survival of all the kindred that depends upon you. We must uphold the masquerade, lest we fall to the Inquisition's flames. No kindred, not even the anathema, will applaud you for bringing the Inquisition down upon them." And Hardestat says, "One last thing. If you all need to, if you all need to feed, you may feed from from some of the servants if you are still hungry. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, please um, do speak to them."
You mentioned Christ. How long have vampires been around?
They say the first vampire was Cain himself.
Hmm.
Hence why I said when we met the tradition that you all had violated the traditions of Cain, which you have. Cain was said to be the first of us.
To my recollection, Cain's tradition agreed.
Swava kind of just like leans over to Sasha. Who's Kain?
He'll lean over to Suava and be like, "Oh, it's Christian mythology, one of the firstborn of Adam and Eve. God."
Oh.
Does that answer your question, Alonzo?
In a way, but I mean, obviously it only opens up more questions, but I feel like you'd answer those if you knew the definitive answers.
Well, I will say before we started calling ourselves kindred, the term we typically use to refer to ourselves, most of us anyway, until ideally my plans come to fruition, we typically use the term Cainite instead of kindred, but I believe kindred may be more fitting.
And what happens to all of us if we are to successfully overthrow our makers?
As I said, you will each be rewarded greatly, and you will of course have a place in our new order once it's fully established, of course.
What are
And
those rewards? It's easy to claim rewards. What are they?
well, first of which is I shall overlook your unlawful siring. Our traditions dictate that those who sire without permission of the ruler of the territory typically the sire is killed, as is the child. If you do this for us, I will overlook that, and you will be permitted to continue existing.
I mean, our lives aren't really a reward.
Not losing them is. I understand, Lord. I understand, Lord Heartside. Don't worry. The great grace you would be giving us.
And he gives Sasha the just a look that says you know, I could put you back in the cell. And he's like, the traditions tell me I should have you face the sun. I would have, but I didn't, thanks to the old. I didn't because of the old one. And you guys do notice that the founders are here, but they're each kind of keeping to themselves, except for Raphael, who said that. But the gypsy is here. If not for Durga, you would have faced the sun. Yet you would have woken up today facing the sun, and you'd be dead.
Or deader.
You would have met what we call final death. I shall not enforce that tradition if you are successful in this.
Just out of curiosity, what makes you certain that we will not return to our sires, you call them, in earnest?
Well, I can't be sure, but your upon further consideration, I'll admit I was a bit caloric the other night. I am entrusting you with this, but should you betray us, well, we can easily I could easily destroy you, as any of the rest of us could. We are giving you this chance to prove yourselves. Don't don't waste us, or you'll join the anathema. Or don't waste this chance to prove yourselves, or you shall join the anathema and know my wrath.
We will be with you at the founding of your great new society.
And as he kind of motions for Redurzio to take you guys away, Redurzio does kind of motion for you guys to follow him.
As they're walking, Nico's gonna just prompt Redurzio. It's like, so if this is going to work, Redurzio, shouldn't you look the part to make it convincing?
As a captive, well, once we get there, we can act the part. We have a bit of traveling to do first. But let's see. But I will notice that as you guys get over to where the carriage Redurzio leads you to is going to be Hardestat and the other founders do approach you guys, and as servants place traveling cloaks on each one of your shoulders, Hardestat walks to the group of you and says, "Be certain that one of the first conspirators that you slay is Lady Jadvinga Almanov. She's a very dangerous woman, and you may not succeed in your task if you do not soon destroy her."
What clan is Javenga once more?
My own.
Mm.
Oh. Do you have any advice on
Why
how to approach?
her? Other than you say that she'll unravel this whole plot, but why her?
Uh, he looks over to Slava and says, "She is my. Let's see. She is the one who's been leaking information to us. but now I feel as if she's given as much information as I need, and it would be best. But that said, even though she has given even though she has given useful information, she she didn't give the. Sometimes I think she's not well informed, and she's not well informed if I didn't catch you or catch the conspirators in the situation I was led to believe. I think she's no matter. That's not for you years, but she was my spy. I have doubts. Let's put it that way.
Hmm.
We will keep a wary eye out for her.
Do destroy her if you get an opportunity, and then Hardestat just walks away. There, Redursio goes to a nearby carriage, and there are horses nearby that look. They don't shy away from you. Um, and Redursio says, as he gets in the carriage and gets on top, um, "Well met, my lads and lasses. Shall we go?"
Yeah.
Do we all fit in one carriage?
Is it going to be cramped again?
Those of you who can ride a horse yourself, or you can sit in the carriage, whichever.
Yeah.
Carriage for
The
me.
horse. I'll ride a horse if the horse isn't gonna try to throw me off.
Yeah, Swallow would probably elect for a horse rather than the carriage.
Yes,
So
these horses
will-
don't.
So will Sasha.
Okay. All right. So these horses don't shy away from you. They acting to act normal. But as you finally get out and get on a horse, the night air doesn't feel quite as good on your skin as you would expect. Suava actually in particular. But Suava, you do notice around you that the plants around you just start to wither and die as soon as you get close to them. Um, it's strange, but they just seem to die around you.
Yeah, she's definitely like eyeing when they pass a bush, she's like eyeing it, watching it just wither, going, "The fuck."
um,
Yeah, Nico will, before they leave, Nico will definitely gather like 2 handfuls of dirt and everything and put it in a pouch on his person.
Grab extra dirt. You never know when you're gonna lose dirt.
Yeah,
Grab too much.
he's going to
and
stop.
I will say, Sasha, you're probably standing next to Suava. You'll find that despite it being, what's it, April, the area around Suava is just cold. It's strangely cold, really cold. It's strangely just cold around her.
Yo, wrap yourself up in his clothes.
So as soon as you all get in the coach and head out, as you begin traveling, as the coach rumbles through the night, relatively well, it's somewhat not really a bumpy ride, not like your last carriage ride, but about traveling about a quarter mile, traveling, let's say, you've traveled through, I'd say, good half the night. But when you're about a quarter mile from where you intend to be, the Inn of the Lion, there is suddenly a fallen tree standing right in the, or not standing, sitting right across the road. Redursio is forced to stop the carriage, but as he does, 6 people leap from the woods around you, each brandishing swords, and they shout, "Stand and deliver!" These guys, not knowing any better, are going to form around Lucen. Not knowing any better. And let's see. So, okay, so these 3 are going to attack. Actually, one of them is going to attack Suava. The other 2 are going to attack Luce, or Sasha. The others are going to attack Lucen. So let me see. So that is, and we're doing. I'll do Sasha first. So Sasha, are you going to take any sort of defensive action? So the one closest to you, the one on your right side. So this one pulls his sword and it's 2 successes. Okay, so Sasha, he takes his sword and slashes you right across the chest. Despite the sword making clear contact, Sasha, nothing happens to you. As this one stabs you straight through, almost straight through the stomach. Okay, so the last one does attempt to swing, and even though he does make contact, he somewhat lessens on his force this time. So the third one will hit, but not actually bite through your skin. Now we'll do Lucen. The first one does manage to find a weak point in your armor and cut through into your skin. As this one also follows suit with the second one and does find a weak point in your armor and is able to pierce their sword right through it and to you. So Nico, you'd be up. You're still in the carriage.
Yeah, I'm still in the carriage. Do I see any creatures outside?
Um, make me a, let's see. I'll say you can see some squirrels in the trees.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna see if I could at least sick one of the squirrels on them, and, well, since I'm on this side of the carriage, and just have one of them aid Alonzo. Not Alonzo, Lucen.
Okay.
I heard
Are
eat.
you? Yeah, I heard eat too. Are you using a discipline for that?
I'm using Animalism Whisper of the Wind.
Nico, you look one of these squirrels right in the eye and tell it to attack these men, but unfortunately, since that would be most likely suicidal for the squirrel, you find that you're not able to generate enough of a powerful enough command to get them to attack.
Wonderful.
You can try and make another action if you wish, for there'd be a penalty to it.
Not gonna take that chance. Not
All
gonna
right,
take that chance.
Alonzo, you're up then.
Okay. So I see out my side that they're ganging up on poor sweet boy Sasha. Uh, so I'm going to do something I felt the abyss call to me last night, and I believe I have an ability, and I'm going to call the Arms of Aramane next
All right.
to the one kind of right below
Should be able to, like,
Sasha.
So where are you making it?
I want to make it can I make them in between Sasha and the bandits?
It has to be somewhere that has a shadow, so you can probably make it out of his shadow.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. Pretty much
Let me make
everywhere.
it out of the horse's shadow, I guess, because it's probably casting a huge shadow. Okay, I'm gonna spend all 4 blood. So those are now they
So
have
right, 4 health levels.
yeah, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah, 3. I get 1 for each success I got.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then they all have strength 5, dexterity 4.
oh shit.
Yeah.
And I guess they get their own turn.
Yes,
And
they have 1 independent action, and they act in concert as the caster directs.
Yeah,
So
so
I'll count them as your turn, because it for you it's like that's a full thing you have to focus on. So
yeah, I want to they're all around one guy, like they can all get to that one guy in the middle of the 3 bandits. I want them all to attack that same person.
yeah, this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I don't believe they have the melee skill, so you would roll me for them. I'll have them act like right after you. So, you would roll me the attacks for them. So it would be strength melee. So for them, it would just be strength.
Yep. Oh, I think I actually rolled dex first.
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah.
I roll like
And then strength assuming you hit.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength plus 1 bashing. So if they hit, they do 6 bashing. 1 success.
Okay, that is enough. So yeah, you can go ahead. Add one. No, wait, no. You would add 1 dice to the attack roll beyond the first one, but you only got 1 success. So
Got
yeah,
the
go
one
ahead.
to roll 6d10. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5. Yeah.
Let me roll a soak for them, and this is bashing, right?
Yeah, this is all bashing.
Okay. So 3. You're gonna soak 2, and so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 4 points of bashing damage. Oof, that's gonna hurt. Let's see. So,
All right, let's attack with the second one now.
okay.
Oh God.
Oh.
This is oh.
Oh, botch.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say that one with that botch. Instead of it makes a wide swing, and instead of hitting that, is going to instead hit the other guy, the other shadow.
Damn.
This one right here.
All right, here's the hope, and I roll no successes here. 3.
3. Okay,
Yeah.
so soak roll for that shadow, which would be
Is
it.
2. It's just
Stamina
2.
plus fortitude equals concentrating.
So 1. So it takes
Oh yeah, 1 point.
1 point.
Yeah,
All right.
All right.
It still goes 3, and then
All right.
the
So
last
go ahead and
one.
do the last one, and then I'll narrate what happens.
Sweet. All right, and then so that'll be
3
R
successes. So add 2 more dice to your
more. Yeah, 8
to your
d10.
damage roll.
Ugh.
1,
Well, I mean that
2,
doesn't. They don't
3.
take away in damage, all right?
No, they don't. So that is that's 3 successes. So that's 3 points of bashing. Who are you targeting on the last one? All 3 of them on this guy.
Yeah, all 3 of them were attacking the same one.
Okay. So Alonso. So all of you see Alonso just step out of. Do you step out of the? No, you don't step out of the carriage, do you? So Alonso, you take a look outside, and all 3 of you see all of a sudden these these huge shadowy masses of tentacles just appear out of nowhere, and 2 of them just lash this one bandit that attacks Sasha, who knocks him, who knocks him into unconsciousness. But 2 of them just knock this one person out, but the last one, as the bandit falls unconscious to the ground, swings too wide and winds up nailing the other one right in the face, or not in the face, but right in the mass of tentacles. But those but the tentacles do knock out one of the bandits.
When you fight with shadows, shit happens, you know.
Sometimes they miss. So Suave, you're up.
She's gonna try wrestling the weapon out of this guy's hands.
Okay. So that would be let's see. So that would be, I gotta look up that maneuver. That's disarm. So you would roll me. 1 sec. I just gotta run through the look for that real quick.
Doesn't Celerity also give you more actions?
Yes, you'd have to spend a blood point for it, but yes. You can have actions without the penalty up to your celerity rating if you spent a reflexive blood point. Okay, so your dice pool for this one, Suava, is going to be dexterity melee. Plus 1 difficulty, so instead of 6, it's going to be 7.
That'd be 5d10, right? It's a 10 system. I don't know why I'm saying this to myself.
So that is 2 successes. Damage successes. So what are you using for this? Let's see. Is you just using your hands? Like
Yeah,
physically?
she's literally trying to be quick enough to grab it from him.
Okay, so that would be I'd be strength +1, I think, for hand to hand.
Would I be able to throw in brawl since?
Let me double check that real quick. Let's see, unarmed combat. Let's see. Let's go look that up real quick. Type of combat on combat ability. So parry and yes. Use dexterity. Damage. Yeah. Yes. So yes. I will let you throw in brawl. So strength brawl.
10. Not 3S. That's not gonna get us anywhere. Alright, look, 2 successes.
Yeah. Okay. Technically, it's supposed to only be strength, but that's fine. I'll just add the 2 successes for this one. So, 2 successes. Does that exceed his strength? Let's see. I have to go back and forth. I can find multiple rulebooks. Let me see. So, uncommon people. Let's see. Does that exceed his strength? It does not. So, Suava, you do grab the sword or grab the hilt of the sword. But unfortunately, you're not able to pry it from his hand. You can before he pries his hand out. You can, if you spend a blood point, take more than one action without a penalty.
Yeah. And she's gonna end up trying doing it again because she wants that sword out of that man's hand. Should I do the 4D10
Yes.
and then?
Yes. Dexterity brawl, and then if you hit, it's supposed to be just strength.
Yeah, okay.
So that is two successes. So add 1 to this damage roll.
To just strength.
Yeah.
1. Oop, did not like that. But how? I didn't put the space in.
You're supposed to roll another die here. Go, just roll 1 more d10.
Oh. I swear I'm awake today.
2. Okay, that is 2 successes. Not enough. So.
She tries.
Yes. You can make it now. Actually, no, wait. It can only be half. You can only take like additional attack actions up to half your celerity rating. I think you only have a celerity rating right now 2. So.
I have 3.
Addition.
3. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
about.
It
half,
is rounded
so-
up. It is rounded
Yeah,
up.
rounded up. So
you get
yes,
2
you
extra.
can. Yes, you can make another one if you try.
I don't think I'm gonna succeed, so I'm not gonna.
So you already spent the blood point this round, so you can do it again.
Well, no, I'm
so
more
no
saying my own luck. It's like, yeah, I'm not that lucky.
Okay. Lucen, you're up. So, and let's see.
I'm going to attempt to wreck guys.
I probably most likely succeed. So, you need to roll me Dex melee plus celerity.
Yeah. So, just to be clear, I've got that spear, and I'm going to attempt to wield it two-handed. So,
Okay.
since I don't have a shield or anything to use in my other hand, might as
Okay.
well. So yeah, so I'm also going to spend a blood point so I can do multiple actions this turn. First off, we'll attack the one of them. And I'm doing Dex plus celerity plus melee.
Yes.
That's a lot of 10s.
That's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 successes.
I have a specialty in pole arms. So does
Okay,
that
so
doubles
that-
those 2 10s as well.
Okay, so instead of 4 successes, that would make it 6. So, you're gonna.
Wasn't one of those 10s get taken away by the botch?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. So,
Okay, that it counters 2 successes instead of just the one. I don't know how that works.
it takes. I'll say it takes away one of the successes. So instead of the one,
Instead of
4, 5, 6. So instead of the 7 successes, you only got 6.
only 6 successes.
Yeah, only 6. But that is a five extra dice to the damage roll for this one.
Okay, so rolling
With
damage
some
now.
Potence. So
Yeah, exactly. So rolling a buttload of damage dice. Spear is a 2-handed spear, strength +3.
Strength. Okay, yeah. So yeah, 2-handed. So. Yeah.
How many extra did you say? How many extra from
5.
the successes? +5?
5. Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be strength plus 2 for the spirit base, then the 5 extra dice, and then you would add
Strength
your
plus
potence.
Strength
Yeah,
plus
you add
3 for strength plus 3 for strength, and then 3 more for the potence, and then 5 more dice for the other thing,
Yes.
and then plus 3 on top of that. Is that +3 dice or just +3 damage for the spear?
I think it's +3. It's +3. +3 L, so +3 lethal. So +3.
That's why.
damage.
Okay. Can we just say that guy died?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna say that guy's dead.
So that
which-
was 9 lethal damage to him. with
Yeah.
That
So
one
which
attack.
one of these? I mean, he does technically get a soak roll, but I don't think he's gonna be able to soak enough to survive that.
We'll just ping the guy to my or kill the guy in front of me,
Okay, so this guy.
whichever.
We're gonna.
There,
Okay,
I'm
so we're
going. I'm splitting up I'm going to be doing 3 attacks, so I'm going to try to
Yes.
kill all 3 of them.
Yes. So yes, go ahead. So I will narrate this first. So for the rest of you, you see Suava, Sasha. You can see Suava, jump out of the car and at breakneck speed try and grab the weapon out of the hand of the person in front of you. But unfortunately, she's not quite strong enough. She does get the jump on him, but not quite strong enough. Lucen, on the other hand, just swings his pole arm just unnaturally, both quickly and strong, and just basically runs the spear right through this guy, armor and all. You still have 2 more.
There's my next attack,
1,
which
2,
is definitely going to
3,
hit.
4, 5. So that's 6 successes. So that's another 6
Clarity
successes.
is
So
broken.
Yeah, it is.
another 5 extra dice.
So the same dice roll as before.
Yes.
Oh, that wasn't as good though. 2. Ugh.
A
Alright.
little trick is if you
That might
if
only
you,
be 6 lethal damage there.
if
might
you
actually
spend a
survive that.
blood point, all of your potents become automatic successes for the turn.
I
There
think
is
it was
that too, and
uh,
that is within your range to do because you
only
generate
the
damage
potence
2 by
dice, I
4.
think. I think it's
Yeah.
only the
They
potence
become
dice.
auto successes.
But that still becomes 3 auto successes. So
Yeah.
you know what?
so
I'm gonna
1,
do
2,
that. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend that extra blood point. So I've now spent 2 blood points on this turn.
Okay.
So
2 out of 4. So you yes. So that would be how many thoughts of potence you have?
3.
So 3 successes. So 5 lethal damage at base, and then let's see, and then 1, 2, 3. And then so 3 more. So that's 9 lethal damage. No,
Good God.
8 lethal damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other guy is dead. So
All right.
as part of his swing, Lucen just takes his spear, grabs and holds the other end, and just slams the wooden edge into this guy. You guys can hear a sickening crack as bones break, and this guy falls dead.
All right. One more. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 successes. So
7
more dice.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. And your potents are automatic successes.
Yeah. So
Yes, you've already spent
Bank
that. So
'em.
don't
how
bother
many
rolling them.
bonus dice did you say to do this time?
2, 4,
For a 7 success?
6.
Plus 6 dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And five lethal damage automatically. I'm not even gonna
Yes.
bother rolling. I'm not even
Or-
gonna bother rolling soak for this. I'm not even gonna bother.
Oh yeah. Wrecked.
1, 2,
So that's
3.
10 lethal damage there. Looks
You
like.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So all of you have seen. You saw at least parts of it as Luthen jumps out of this out of the carriage, and you guys can each hear the loud crack of bone as all of a sudden all 3 of these guys are just dead before any, like in the blink of an eye. Dead.
Motherfucker over here being a dragoon.
Hey, do I still have movement? Do I still
Okay,
have
but he's a
movement?
cannon dragoon. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yes, you can still
I'm
move. Yes.
I'm an Estinian type dragoon.
Yes, you still can't move.
Okay,
You can
so
still move,
since I
Luthen.
can move, I'm going to try to come over here and. Would it require an action to just kind of run into a person?
Yeah, that'd be tackle, and that'll be an attack action, which you'd be exhausted this round.
I'm just gonna move over here to put myself near these people and maybe draw some attention, or possibly scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, the 2 remaining conscious bandits that just saw that shit just with like an extreme expression of fear.
That's what you get for picking on the cute mage.
So Sasha, you're up.
How much of this lethal damage would 4 points heal?
4.
Let me see. Yeah, 4.
It's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Yes.
Now
Okay.
I'm
So.
just-
Yes. So actually, and I forgot about this. Lucen forgot about quickening. So technically, since he has 4 blood points, he could have used some of those blood points to boost an attributes up. Good. Not that he needed it. Not that he needed
That,
it.
I don't even know what that means, but okay, I'll keep that in mind.
To like increase an attribute, like strength, dexterity, that kind of thing.
Huh. Didn't know I could do that.
Yes.
Cool.
It's called quickening. But Sasha, so all of you guys can see the broken bones and stab wounds on Sasha begin to heal. His wounds closed, bones knit themselves back together. Let's see. Up, get those regrow, and yep. I think that is reflexively, but you've used one.
He'll
one more
just
blood.
look at that and amaze and be like, my god! It's amazing.
Let's see him. The body never fully suffers the wound, and yep. You can take multiple actions if you wish, or you're just focusing on just the healing.
I was focusing on the healing because I didn't want to be bleeding on the spot.
You can also move and get out of the way.
That's a good
They
idea.
don't try to stab you
Yes.
again.
Move over here next spot.
All right. So it's the bandit's turn.
I am not ashamed to say that I'm gonna hide behind a girl.
So on the bandit's turn, so the 2 remaining still alive bandits, they kind of see the writing on the wall right now, and they throw down their arms and say, okay, we give up. Okay.
Wrong! You just messed with the wrong people.
Yeah, they did. So what do you guys do in response to that?
They have disarmed.
Yes, they toss their weapons down.
Maybe run out and grab one of them and start eating it? Eating him?
Is it
yes.
Are the 3 that I already killed too dead to drink?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
Most of their
are,
blood's on
are,
the floor, so.
I'm just saying, it's like, are they? You can't drink them once they've already been killed.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, and I have to imagine, considering how hard you hit them, most of their blood isn't in their body anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's too much inside outside right now.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to at the very grapple the one in front of me very tightly.
I'll say you have enough strength. You have enough strength and potence that you don't need to roll for that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill him, but I'm also not trying to not hurt him. I just
yes,
want
you
to.
roughly grab the one, and bite. You biting him?
Well,
right?
first I just want to make sure that he's acting on that he's not like acting under anyone's orders, that they didn't try to ambush us on orders of anybody.
Okay, so you're you're questioning him first before you drink
Yes.
from him.
Like,
Okay.
yes. Basically,
So roll.
why are
me-
you here?
Roll me. Let's see. Roll me. I want to say charisma intimidation, and I will give you an -1 difficulty to this, or -2. You just killed most of his friends. Two. They're noticeably scared. Plus, there's still the shadows moving around. So. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
and
rolling
the-
a lot of 10s right now. I'm worried.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the bandit has a terrified look in his face and says, "Okay, we were hired to attack you by a man with a long scar on his face."
Name?
We
Or
don't-
did he have
We
a
don't know
name?
his- we don't know his name, but I would like intelligence rolls from everybody if they recognize that.
Just pure intelligence.
Just straight intelligence.
I'll say, let's see. Yeah, straight intelligence.
My God.
So far, I've had the best roll.
Two
There,
successes
somebody
for
beat me.
Nico,
Hey.
three
Two people beat me.
Alonso, 3 successes for Alonso, 3 for Sasha. Okay, so Alonso and Sasha, you recognize his description of a man with a long scar on his face. You actually know someone who fits that description. That person being a Lothar.
Lothar.
Wait.
Lothar
Okay,
has a
wait.
long scar on his
Okay.
face.
Let's say,
What
wait,
does he
look,
have to do with
Rodergo's
He-
not here, right?
He's not here. He says,
No, let's say Rodergio's the one that's with us, right?
yes.
Yes.
Rodergio's
I'm trying
the
to
one
keep
that's
track
with
of those two.
you. Rodergio's the one that's with you. Lothar is the one that slapped Rodergio with the riding crop.
Right.
He's a-
You
Okay.
mean the creepy man who sniffed our hands?
Yes.
Oh, him.
Hmm.
I'm gonna growl at the guy one more time. Where did you hear it? Where did he? Or where was it? Where was he?
I don't know where he is. He came to us and ordered us to attack you. He told us, and he motions into the woods. He told us to use torches to burn or impale any travelers, but we were worried that the fire would give us away and ruin any silks in the treasure we were supposed to get. But he was a nobleman with a scar along the right side of his face.
I would not
He,
call him a nobleman.
He didn't pay us in advance, so we didn't follow his orders to use fire.
Where were you going to
Smart.
get your reward? Where were you
I-
to meet to get your reward?
Supposedly this inn, he said he'd be meeting us over at this big inn. It's about a quarter mile away that way. And he points the direction you guys were traveling.
Can I psychically tell the tentacles to get closer to them to start scaring them?
Yes.
Pretty sure he's already pissing his pants, but
Yeah, pretty much. But you want to add fuel to the fire? I'll give you. You can roll me. You can roll also charisma intimidation, but I'll add to your bonus by giving it a -3 difficulty. So difficulty would be 3.
Oh my. Oh, where's my charisma 2, intimidation 2. Just 1.
All right. So he was already intimidated to begin with, but the tentacles getting closer just scare him even more. I told you everything I know. I swear.
okay. Can I tell just from looking at this guy if he looks like he's like a bandit or something, or if he looks like he's more of a mercenary?
You can give me a roll of, I'll say, wits and, let's see, just by basing off the look, I'll say wits. Yeah, just I can't think of anything. I would say wits empathy, but no, that's not gonna work.
That
So
doesn't do any good for me anyway.
yeah, I'll just say straight wit.
Okay, well, that's not a lot, but hey, I
Yeah.
rolled.
Okay, yeah, he does. Based on what he's wearing, he does look like a regular bandit.
All right, then I do not feel bad about ending him. So he has spoken.
Do we want to keep him to... I might be able to mold his mind to help us create a trap for Lothar?
Did the other one run off, or is he the other one being
He's kind of pinned
restrained?
between us and the trees.
I was saying, okay, so you've got him restrained as well.
Yeah, they're kind of pinned. They try and run. They've got shadows kind of like right upside their head. So
Okay. They only need one of them.
And you're choosing to end one?
Yep. And I'm gonna get a little drink here to replenish what I've been spending. You can heal. You can heal with blood points. You said.
yes,
So
it's 1 blood point to 1 bash lethal bashing damage.
okay. How much would I be able to drink out of a guy?
Let me see. On this see. Blood also rapidly for every 10 minutes up to a living vessel. Blood of it do not diminish. Stay at few blood points. Okay. You're gonna drain him all the way.
If that's what it takes to fill me up. Okay. One
That
other.
would be so average human would be 10.
Okay. One other thing. How long does it take lethal to heal naturally?
Vampires can only heal with blood, so you have to use blood. You don't
Okay.
like heal naturally. You can only heal with blood.
I thought you did overnight or something.
That's only for the aggravated.
Ah, interesting. Okay, then I'm gonna drink away or spend the 3 points I need to fully heal, and try to drink maybe about 5 or 6, or see if I can drink only 6 points worth. I know it's not easy to drink an exact amount, or
it says
not
like
easy to
vampire
stop.
So apparently, according to the rulebook, it's 1 or 2 blood points is about 1 liter. So you're taking at least like 2.
Oh, I know. He's probably going to die from it, but
Take it for a second. So
this
how many
way,
blood points?
I'll leave a little bit for somebody else if they want some.
Ooh, I want some.
How many? So actually, that would reduce his stamina to 2, or to 0. So he just passes right out. He's not dead, but Lucen, you sink your teeth into his neck, and you again taste that delicious feeling of blood. Honestly, on some level, it still disgusts you that you find this so delicious, but it is just the most delicious thing you've ever tasted.
Slimy, yet satisfying.
Hmm.
And filling. as your bones and wounds heal back up before you do this.
I feel better.
And the victim
Anyone
just
else?
passes right out.
Anyone else need a taste?
Well,
Actually,
there's another one.
He'll just kind of make a face.
There's another one who's unconscious on the ground, right?
Yes, he got knocked
Oh,
out by
that's.
the
Oh, I
shadow.
forgot. That's right. You didn't kill yours.
Nope, just knocked him out.
You weren't quite as brutal as me.
No, just knocked him out. I will crouch down and look at the shadows, make eye contact with the tentacles. I understand they don't have eyes, but like where their eyes would be. And then I'm gonna take the rock out of my pocket and then fill myself back up with blood from the unconscious person.
Okay, yes. So Alonso, you extend your fangs, bite into this unconscious person's neck, and they, while they're still asleep, they did give like that moan of pleasure in their sleep. How many blood points you taken?
5.
5. Okay, so even if he were gonna wake back up, he would not. He's still alive, but he just passes right back out again.
Sleepy.
Terrible life being a brigand. This can happen when you run into people who actually know what they're doing.
Were we going to keep this one alive, or have they said their piece?
Yeah, the other one looks horrible.
Whoever mentioned, well, somebody mentioned the idea of setting up a trap. That's not a bad idea. And we've got the one sole survivor. I would imagine Lothar would believe that most of them were killed trying to defeat us.
I'll be able to make this person believe that actually happened.
Perfect.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Look at me. Connect with me." And I look him in the eyes, and I'm gonna do second level dominate,
All right.
subjugation.
You gonna go hide from us now?
Which is manipulation plus leadership, so 6. And I'm gonna say to him, "Be calm. Get in the carriage, or get in the carriage. We're going to leave, and we're going to get you your reward at that inn that you said." And then I'm
The
gonna
Inn of the Lion. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's time left. Okay, so the wording. Specific.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes. Oh, actually, I'm lying too. So that's plus 2 more. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Okay, so let's see. So with that, you have to spend time doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So you must spend a period of time with their subject during which they must maintain concentration and eye contact. So how many successes you got? 5? Yeah, 5, right?
6.
So yeah, 6. So 1 success. Indicate that your words have been carved into the target's thoughts. Can't force the target adding a new command before using subjugation. Okay, so yeah, I'll say as long as you aren't disturbed. So I assume you get into the carriage with this one other person, because during that time you're like looking him right in the eye the whole time.
Oh yeah.
So let's see how period of time lasts as long as it takes to find the suggestion.
If you remember, I bested Lothar by staring him down and holding his hand longer than he wanted me to. I'm great at staring people in the face, right in the eyes.
That comes full circle. Let's see. Directly harm himself. So let me see. So what was the command? Be calm. Don't.
Be calm. Ride with us to the end of the road inn and get your reward.
Let's see. Dominates 1 to come with them. Them to get the reward. All right. So yes. So after spending, I'll say maybe about like 10 or so minutes staring this guy straight in the eye, he does eventually just like drop his hands and walk over to the carriage.
Okay. We have a great friend and great friend traveling with us to the end. Lucen, if you could get that big fucking tree out of the road so we could go.
The whole time,
Well-
Giorgio just kind of looks from the head of the cart, like Wow. You all were powerful indeed.
Oh,
Because
also,
then
I want to
he could.
weirdly caress the shadows as well before I send them away.
Yes, and Alonso just weirdly like gives a weird kind of caress to the shadows, which is way creepier than one would think.
Yeah, Nico would have heard Rodogio had he would have heard Rodogio.
Bertogio.
I can't fucking speak today. I'm sorry, guys. He would have heard the motherfucker. He would have heard him and basically just said, "Yeah, some of us more powerful than others, I guess." And literally, he's just gonna go into the woods and just see if he could look for some herbs.
Okay. You can roll me sir.
Not ready for that.
I'll say wits and survival.
Oh no, it's just a woods roll.
Wouldn't that be hearth wisdom?
Yeah, Hearth Wisdom. So I guess, well, he's looking for herbs, not like Hearth Wisdom's more like knowledge.
Like or any
Yeah, it'd
herbs
be
that
more of a how to use them versus what they
yeah,
are.
like he's looking for any herbs from at least any knowledge that he can that he has from his practice at least to at least figure out if any of the herbs in the forest are at least like hallucinogenics.
Okay,
Or
then that would probably be I'd probably be that would actually probably be intelligence medicine. But I'll give you Hearth Wisdom, intelligence Hearth Wisdom.
okay. 4 3
One success. Okay, with that, you don't find any herbs that are hallucinogenic exactly. You do find some berries, not hallucinogenic berries though.
Just not my night tonight. All right, I'll accept that.
But as Rodogio says, or Lucen, you're moving the wood, right? Lucen?
Justin.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I had my
Okay.
microphone muted.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I am attempting to
Yes.
shove it out of the way.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. So considering what you just did, so Lucid, you pick this log up. For you, it's light as a feather as you just pick that log up and just toss it or just move it across so that it's out of the way. And then I'll say, unless anyone else has any other business here.
Swallow would definitely at least grab one of the swords for herself.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like they're using them, so.
This is mine now.
I would also like to take the corpses that I left and kind of toss them off of the road, take them out into the woods next to the road, and at least put them somewhere out of sight.
Hide the corpses.
Yeah, especially the one that was drained of blood. that might be her. That might be a little problematic.
You kind of knocked large pieces off. They're all gonna be
No,
tried.
I was saying. No, I mean the two we drank.
Yes. Yes. So, Lucid, you do move the corpses off the road, and unless anyone else has any other business here, those of you who are riding get back on your horses. Those of you in the carriage now have another guest, just kind of sitting there absent-mindedly, very well dominated. And you guys continue along your way. So, upon driving or not driving, upon going the rest of that quarter mile, when you guys do arrive, you find yourselves at a large stone structure, more reminiscent of a small manse than an inn. However, a large sign reading Inn of the Lion, established 1378, assures you that this is indeed your destination. And let's see. Is Inn of the Lion size?
Nice
For
looking
that.
in.
Yes. So as you guys who's going in?
To be
Well,
fair.
actually, before we go in, why don't we send our friend inside to scout for us? To make sure that see if Lothar is in there, and if so, you know, make him think that we're dead.
But we are sent to parley with our sires.
Well, this is on the way, and Lothar's a piece of shit who deserves to die.
Say, Lothar isn't one of
Wouldn't
our
that give us
sires.
away too easily?
Not
You
give us away. He's just.
Never mind. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Do whatever you want.
I'll go in.
That's fine.
So
If
should
you,
I?
if we're not gonna send the captive in first, then I guess we
I
can go
mean,
in.
oh, could we change his face and send him in and see if Lothar's in there?
Well,
I mean-
you could send Nico in. His face is already changed.
Oh, that's right, Nico. He doesn't know what you look like.
Good point. Is this what we're going with, 100%?
Go in and see if he's in there, come back out, tell us, and then we can decide if we want to do something about it.
Alright. So Nico will get his traveling cloak and, he'll just get his hood a little bit. It's like, alright, time to look the part.
They'll have any way of detecting us without looking at their face. I'll say that quietly after Nico has already departed from the carriage.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. So, Nico, as you walk in, you can see that the inn's interior is poorly lit by small fires burning in immense fireplaces on either side of the gigantic hallway serving as the common room. There are a number of large, dark trestle tables sat upon fresh reeds and straw scattered across the board stones of the floor. There are small tallow candles burning fitfully on a few of the tables. The only people you see immediately inside are a young girl spreading new straw on the floor, um, and an elderly man sitting at the desk, uh, looking through, or not looking, but he's just sitting at the desk at the far end of the room. Um, he does perk up and he looks up. Nico sees you, and then he glances at one of the empty tables, and he turns back to his desk. There's a book. There's he's got a parchment and a feather on his on the desk that he's writing on.
Wait, he wants me to go over there? Or just to
Yeah,
the table?
he glances at one of the empty tables, like that one. Like, he's not gonna bother getting up
Okay.
and talking to you, but glance at, like, sit there if you want.
Hey, works for me. So Nico is just gonna sit, but he's gonna keep his eyes peeled, but he's just gonna give the impression that he's just a weary traveler and just needs to take some time to rest for a little bit.
Yeah, the innkeeper doesn't say anything, and the girl just continues to spread her straw. Yep, and you don't see anybody else, or you don't see any other people or nothing. Just the little girl just sits there spreading her straw, and that's it. The innkeeper continues to just write on his paper, as if you're not even there.
And you said it was dimmed, right?
Yes. It's dim in here. It's lit dimly. There are fires burning on fireplaces on either side. In fact, let's go close this picture I can find. This, I have an idea, but there are fireplaces burning, lighting the place rather dimly, though.
You want to stay away from.
They're small.
I want to see if he could probably use heightened senses just to kind of see if there's like anyone else here.
Let me see. So that is senses.
Or if he could see the unseen, maybe.
How many dot aspects you got?
I have 2 heightened senses and scry the soul,
Okay. So
or read the soul.
yeah, heightened senses, the soul. Yes, language. Let me see. So let me see. Heightened senses, sense unseen. Anyone get with aspects can see things. So I need you to. It costs nothing. So any roll related to the senses use is with decreased difficulty by the user's aspects dots. All right. So if you're going to if you're gonna try to sense the unseen, I would like the higher levels in obfuscate and aspects. So if the user's aspects level exceeds the obfuscate users, are they really matched? So you said you have 2 dots in obfuscate or aspects?
Yeah, in aspects.
Compared to okay. And I have to do a comparison. But so 2 levels. You got 2 levels in all aspects, and those that have it will have more obfuscate than you. Let's see. So um yeah, you're not able to detect anything unseen, so you can't. So your blood rush begins to move through your body and enhance your senses of sight, um, to allow you to see beyond what normal people are able to see. You don't see anyone. I said, yeah. Actually, give me a perception awareness. See if you can detect anyone that don't have obfuscate.
4.
Is 1 success. Yeah, you don't see anything that looks out of the ordinary.
Okay. He's gonna just sit there for a little bit, just kind of looking around slightly, and if he doesn't see any change within maybe give or take the next 5-10 minutes, he is gonna just get back up, just walk out to seeing how the innkeeper doesn't seem to give a flying fuck. He's just gonna the moment like enough time has passed, he is gonna like go out and just like let the others know. And by the time he gets out, he's just gonna approach them, being like, "I didn't see anyone."
Hmm. And maybe they're just not here yet?
I'm not
So
too
we'll,
sure.
we'll
I'm
end
not.
up dismounting the horse.
I would say still keep your guard up though, just in case, because, well, I just have a feeling. I don't want us to be too relaxed here, especially if you know what we're supposed to do.
Maybe
So
they were in their rooms.
Well, there's
probably,
only
but
one way to tell.
but we're the same at this point. We're basically like they are, just they should be up unless they have other business elsewhere.
You can go to a room without going to sleep, my friend.
I'm aware, but still, just don't keep your guard. Just don't put your guard down.
So
Do
we'll look.
we? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
See, so we'll just look at the others, going, I don't know about you, but we aren't going to get anywhere with just assuming things. We should probably see about the owner. They would probably know if they are here.
Yeah, that ambiance really fucked the shit out of me.
Okay, I have a meta question.
Yes.
Alright, since Sasha has a closer quote unquote bond with his side, would he be able to maybe somehow sense if he's near?
I don't think blood bonds work that way. Uh, Yeah, you wouldn't be able to sense him. So, let's see. I'll just double check Blood Oath, but I don't think that's the way that works.
Are we suspecting that the conspirators might be here?
No, but Lothar is here, and Lothar worked for the conspirators, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hardestat told you this was where you were going. This is where he told you that
Ooh.
you they spunk away here.
Ah.
Could you perhaps just ask, is the innkeeper around? You could ask him if somebody by any of their descriptions was around.
I will I will go do it.
Say if
Might as well
anybody's
put
a
the
particularly good talker or presence or whatever those are.
so I'll just like pat her chest. At least I guess there is some use to being a fucking rose. And she starts actually heading into the inn.
Sasha will dismount and go with us. Like, I can help.
Do we have access to our abyssal, or do I have access to my abyssal mysticism?
That's something you have to learn, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I'd say probably not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd like be the same way with my rituals.
Yeah, that's something you have to learn either on your own or through a teacher.
I want the rock to teach me.
How does that work?
Should.
Nothing says that it doesn't.
Fair point.
Well, I'm a great liar. Do you need help lying?
No, we're not going to be lying. But once inside, Suava is going to go straight to the man she's assuming is the innkeeper.
All
Let
right.
me see. Pretty sure also same way.
As soon as you walk in, you guys get a similar treatment. The old man manning the desk looks up at you, motions to one of the empty tables, and just goes back to writing on the parchment.
Suava's going to kind of try and like grab his attention again, albeit it's probably just like leaning forward some. I don't mean to disturb you, sir, but you would not happen to have seen a group of people stop by here?
No response.
Sasha,
He's just ignoring you.
Sasha will lean forward. This is a fine way to treat potential customers.
Not even a reaction.
Bitch.
Sasha!
Yeah, still no reaction. He just.
Now that was meta.
Oh. Hold on, I'm pulling up something because part of me wants to use presents, but I'm trying to.
Going on that baby.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure it actually works the way that I think it does. Fucking book. I just want to find the. No. I hate this book so much. But yeah, she's gonna end up activating just once again trying to make sure he's looking at her, just grab his attention.
Okay, so what kind of impression are you trying to make? So it can like something that can be summed up 2 words: honest, competent, dangerous.
Probably honest would be the more accurate. As in, she's trying to make it very much seem she's honestly just trying to look for these people.
Trustworthy, perhaps.
Yeah, that'd be accurate.
Lying.
Okay.
Not lying.
You can always build a whole Tifa out and just like shove the girls in his face.
No.
No. Don't do that.
She's a Yes, she's technically a bard, but she's not that kind of bard.
Well, of course not. There's no dragons
So-
here. The fuck.
You would roll me charisma performance.
Because I don't have any performance, I need to correct that sometime.
You gotta see.
Yeah.
All right, that is 2 successes. So, Suava, as the blood rushes through you, this is the first time you're actually using this, but you can tell that as the blood rushes through you, it's hard to tell, but Sasha, Suava to you comes off as you somehow get the feeling, you somehow get more of an honest kind of vibe from her than normal, and but that does not affect the innkeeper, who continues to just kind of sit there. Or maybe it does, but it doesn't. But he doesn't seem to react to it.
Yeah, even Swab was kind of confused.
Sasha's getting kind of annoyed at this point, and will reach up and grab him by the collar and pull him forward and be like, "Do your thing."
What?
Like lock eyes. Do the thing.
If the man's not gonna speak, why do you think pressuring him's gonna... Sasha, what the fuck?
Language.
Put the man down!
He'll make it so the innkeeper's looking into his eyes and like, "You will answer all her questions and use dominate."
Let's see. So. Alright. So which one are you trying to? So which power are you trying to use?
I only have level 1, so command.
So yes, command. But you are already. Let's see. Gains nature is also needed failure. Okay, so success. Yes. All right. So you would make that roll of. Let me see. That is manipulation, intimidation. Yes. Let's see. That's 2 successes.
Yeah.
But
But isn't he like an unsuspecting mortal?
unless somebody else has already dominated him. Somebody with way more dominate than you. So so you look him straight in the eye, and you can feel your blood coursing through your body, and you can feel your power exerting yourself, but you don't seem like it's having any effect.
Damn it.
He just stares blankly at you, no reaction.
Wait, do his eyes like look glossed over or anything?
A little bit, yeah.
It seems like an answer of its own. There are definitely people here.
There's something wrong with him. He's high on something or something.
He's high on something.
His eyes.
Yeah, it could be they got to him before we did.
Who's all in here, by the way? Everybody?
I didn't think everybody came inside. I thought it was just me.
I'm
and
outside.
Swava.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was outside still.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Never mind again.
So it's just like the 3 of you plus these 2. Yeah, so what's everybody else doing now?
Getting tired of waiting.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Those 2 that are outside, have you come in yet?
Yeah, I guess we should come in. They're taking so long.
Say, Rodergio's out there with the carriage and such, right?
Yeah.
I'll just mention him. Say, are you going to be okay with on your own here?
He
Really?
nods his head. Yes, so I should be fine.
Are you sure?
What about our captive? Is he still in the carriage?
Yes, we can find him if that's what you wish.
I just not sure what we're planning on doing with him at this point. Thought the whole point was we send him in and kind of use him to try to lure Lothar into a trap. That doesn't seem to be what we're doing now. Actually, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask that that guy. It's like, so where were you supposed to meet this scarred man?
Here.
Where specifically?
He just told me to come. He just told me to go in.
All right, go in.
All right. The bandit goes in. But again, like no reaction. Those of you who are inside get no reaction from the innkeeper, and the bandit just sits. The bandit just sits himself at one of the tables in like one of the corners, just waiting.
I'll just kind of. I'll wander out. I'll come inside and speak to whoever else is in there. Say, perhaps we should wait. We should wait out of her in the corner, in a different corner, and see if anybody approaches him. We're not in a rush, unless I'm mistaken.
Right.
That's
And,
and let the innkeeper go.
Can I try with the innkeeper?
I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Tell me what's going on. I'm a good friend of Lothar, and I'm looking for him, and I'd love if you could tell me where he is, and his masters as well.
That is not a good roll.
Nope. Nothing. Same as Sasha.
Oh my god.
I used up everybody's tens.
You did.
Curse you.
But it was so
Okay.
cool.
As soon as you try that and
It
get
was
no
so-
reaction, you kind of like are forced to like, just like there's nothing else you can do. So you guys are all just kind of standing there in the room, and it's a good like 10, 20 minutes, and nothing happens until it's a good like 10 minutes that you guys are just waiting there in there with those two mortals who are saying, well, three mortals technically who are.
Once they stopped talking, once we kind of determined that guy wasn't talking, I would at least suggest that we go sit at a table over, kind of out of the way inside the building, somewhere so we're
Yes.
not like just standing around in the middle of the room.
Yes.
A place we can keep an
like-
eye on the doors and such.
Yeah, Luca's just gonna sit
Yes.
at a table at this point. He's already annoyed. He just sit at the table.
I will sit with my back to the wall.
Yes, but after several minutes of just sitting there alone with the kind, all of a sudden, someone just appears sitting calmly at one of the long trestle tables in the center of the room. You will notice that person is familiar because it is Lord Giovanni, a short, stout man draped in elegantly tailored clothes, wearing a large skull pendant. Several other familiar faces manifest. They just appear as if they were sitting at these tables the entire time. The people that manifest suddenly sitting at different tables are Marchettis. Marchettis. Check. Marchettis, Theophana, Matron Violetta, Kate, and Jadvinga, because you've seen her before. Let's see, Jadvinga, Valdemar, and Lord or Bashet Alzir will appear, as well as Lady Amsa. And coming down the stairs are your other sires, Casimir and Casimir Wenceslas, and all the rest of the conspirators. And Giovanni's sitting at that table. He just says, "Please take seats, that we may discuss like civilized folk whatever business you have with the conspiracy of Isaac." And he motions for you guys to take seats if you're not already sitting.
Alright,
What do you guys do?
Sasha will go sit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm already seated at a table by a wall, so
I
I'm
sit
going
as
to
close as I
remain
can to loosen.
there.
Sasha will go sit next to whoever Casimir.
All right. What's everyone else? How's everyone else reacting?
Can Nico see Michislav?
Yes.
Where is he sitting?
He's sitting at a table, maybe the one right across from Claudius.
Nico's gonna put his hood on, but he's gonna slowly make his way over there.
All right. As you guys sit, each one of you notices that your particular sire, is moving closer to you, but Claudius speaks up again. So I must ask, how have you fared since last we met?
Not well.
Brutalized, stabbed,
Punched. Slapped.
burned.
Left out to be burned.
Yes, I'm surprised Hardestat did not have you meet the sun again.
We were able to escape. And with the help of Rodrigo, who I was able to mind control.
Sergio,
Rodergia.
that traitor, you brought that traitor with you.
He is under my control. Our control.
Interesting. Well,
We thought it smart to have a mortal for the day.
clever. Well, we're each surprised at your survival, but we couldn't be happier. Familial bonds are important, especially among the kindred. Let's see. So let's see. But even the so-called founders have to agree that it's important. And okay, so for each of you, first Suava, as Wenceslas gets closer to you, how did you respond to that?
My mic's doing the thing. But
Okay.
the best way I can describe it is, if you've ever watched Kiki's Delivery Service, it's literally GG around the female cats of trying to stay calm, but in her case, she's very much uncomfortable.
As he does that, you notice that there's a remarkable difference in his demeanor, the way that he approaches you. This time, instead of the general creepiness and intimidation, the air around him is much more calm and caring. He says, well, you are my child now, Suava. I'm sorry that Hardeslat put you through so much trouble. I regret I wasn't there.
As you had said, the hardships are what makes a good artist, is it not?
That is true, and you have suffered greatly. I'm sure your art will improve.
Hmm.
And from the like, give me a charisma, charisma empathy if you have it.
Oh my.
Mhm.
Uh,
Uh, 2 successes. Okay, so yeah, his demeanor has changed much. It's now more like a parent talking to their child than it was before. It's still creepy somewhat. Um, but he as he's lecturing you, he says, "I know we're family now, Suava. You're my child. I'm your sire. We share the same blood that courses through me now courses and empowers you. You must have learned our power by now,
I have learned a thing or two, yes.
and I have given you quite the gift, haven't I? You now possess power you never could have dreamed of. And think of it this way: your ability with what we call presence makes you a more effective artist than you could have ever been as a mortal.
But we have more important matters about the conspiracy to talk about.
And Claudius, at actually we will actually pause, and I want to do like initial like conversation between each person and their sire. So
Yeah, that's why
as
I
we
was
move up
definitely
to the
trying to push it away from her.
yeah, yes, so we'll go Wenceslas, or not Wenceslas, Mieczysław and Nico. So Nico, Mieczysław approaches you, still able to pick you out despite your changes, and says, "Well, I see you're enjoying the gift I gave you."
Hmm. Well, considering how I got here and the annoyance and trouble it was, honestly, it was the only thing I had in my control to do.
Well, you'll find that our clan's power gives us a great deal of control. I have much that I can do with it, much more that I could teach to you.
Though, is it true what they say about us? I've heard whispers, something about us being fiends, monsters among monsters.
That's what they say, but those who believe that simply fear our power.
Hmm. So we don't have to really look like monsters, though, right?
Some do, some don't. It depends much on what sort of power they wish to project.
Hmm. I will admit, I see it more as an art form, actually.
That is one way to look at it. Once you've learned, with time and with practice, one can do a great many things with the power of vicissitude.
But of course, I'm also interested in the other things that we can do as well.
Ah, yes, animalism and aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel bad he didn't detect us sitting in the room. We are much older and have had many more years of practice in hiding ourselves than you have in detecting it.
That would explain a lot, then. You knew we were here before we did.
Of course we did. We had advance notice.
Lothar?
Yes,
That would do
but
it.
Lothar aside, Nico, you must agree that the child-sire bond is important. It's we are kin now after all. My blood is your blood. or my blood courses through your veins and gives you power.
Or rather, in our case, blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh, right?
Exactly.
I do see the value of it, which is why I would like to learn all I can.
I do have I do have much I can teach you, not just what I taught you with the at before the dinner with the spy. And we will trim. Oh, I'll give you another like
Nah, he's
spy.
just sighing like, exactly, and that's kind of basically it.
So we'll switch over to Casimir's meeting with Sasha. So Sasha, again, upon seeing Casimir again, a strange feeling of happiness, I guess, would describe it, overtakes you as you see Casimir yet again. And he says again, treating you the same way the other two have treated their children. Says, well, child, I am glad to see you're unharmed, well, relatively unharmed from Hardestat's trouble.
Sorry, the favorite Discord. Yeah, thank you. He kind of stumbles over his words a bit. He's smiling. He seems really, really happy.
Yes. Well, as I'm sure you've come to realize, we're kin now. You're my child. I am your sire.
Yeah. There's so much you can teach me.
Yes, I have much to teach my progeny, but there is one thing that our clan. You must drink my blood one more time before that, but that can wait till later for right now. But I must ask. You escaped. If you all escaped Hardestadt and came all the way looking for us, you must have been curious as to the depth of our relationship, at least. It is an important one, though. As I'm sure you know, at this point, I gave you life. But I can teach you much as my progeny.
Oh, yes. I have so many questions. Like, how does all this work? How are we moving but not breathing? Why can't we go?
Questions. The answers depend greatly on how you look at things. That's the there's the legend of Cain. Not all of our kind believes that, but most do, hence why we call ourselves Cainites. But I'm sure you must be more interested in the depths of in the paths of black magic.
Oh, yes. What can we do with it?
Oh, a great many things.
Like what?
We can oh, we can influence the weather, corrupt corrupt those who we wish to.
What can we
Um, hmm. I can do a great many things with my thaumaturgy.
Like what?
Hmm.
This is stupid grins.
Let's see. Let's see. I gotta look at thaumaturgy because he has a lot of it. If you believe it. Let's see. Thaumaturgy. He does have it. I just gotta look at which one it is. Two blood sorcery. Sorcery. Okay, yep. There it is. And past rituals. So I can let's see. One of my favorite things to do anyway, is something I call the lure of the flames, and therefore I can use it to conjure fire, but not natural fire. Supposedly it comes from the power of hell itself, but it doesn't burn us. It just produces light. It's fire that we can make without hurting ourselves.
Can use it to hurt others? Or is it just for light?
Let's see. I can't. Let's see. Yes, I can use it to hurt others. It is still fire, after all, but it's a special fire.
Shin's
It's
gonna
not natural. It's not natural fire. So it's a very advanced technique. It's mystical fire, but it's greatly feared among us, as fire is one of the quickest ways to bring final death.
Would you be able to teach me this?
I can teach you this. Eventually. You would have to learn some lesser rituals before I let you play with this one. But as you two are off talking about magic, Lucen, Marchettis approaches you, and he says, "Let's see, gotta find him." So again, he's similar to the others in that he carries himself in a much more familial, parental kind of way, and he says, "Despite your insolence before the dinner, despite your cowardice before the dinner, I will admit you've shown your worth at escaping from Hardestat. I'll admit that I had little expectation that you would survive, but you've proven yourself a worthy child, Lucen."
I'm going to rather visibly stop being angry. Or I'm going to basically I'm going to be glaring at him and make a visible effort to stop.
Are you trying? Are you lying? Are you like trying to like force yourself against your own will to like?
I mean, if you recall, I have kind of sworn an oath to kill this man.
Yes. I will say you can
So,
roll
but
me charisma, expression.
I mean, I don't expect him to not remember that or to not realize it. It's just going to
Yeah.
anyway. Charisma, expression. Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually something I have some decent dice in. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think I had that many dice.
Two successes. Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, you are able to like mentally force yourself to not look like not look like you want to kill this guy. Um, and says, and he says, "Well, despite our clan's reputation for rebellion, I'm sure you must understand that we we share a special bond with their being sire and child. After all, Lucen, you must understand this."
Yes, that does seem to be the case. From what I understand, you are my superior in some regard. And as such, I am bound to at least treat you with respect.
It's not quite that. It's well, we refer to it as sire child. We refer in our society. What I did was essentially similar to birth for the kind, almost like father son. You can think of me more as a parent than a superior.
It, uh, it is close enough. Either way, I'm either way, I am bound by duty to treat you at least with respect.
And I intend to treat you with respect, Lucen. I respect I know you swore that oath against me, but I appreciate. To me, that's somewhat makes up for the disrespect by not uh joining me in the in by not joining me at my little fun during the dinner, but I appreciate the I appreciate the rebelliousness of your actions prior to the attack and the end of our feast. I can appreciate I can appreciate uh I can appreciate one's desire for rebellion against their elders.
Well then, if there are no ultimates, what have you? What is what do you wish of?
I didn't hear at the end of what you said.
I said, what if there are no lingering resentments? Then what do you wish of me?
Well, you will learn. Well, Claudius will have a request for you, and then we'll transition over to Alonso and Valdemar. So, Alonso, same deal. Valdemar approaches you, much like a parent would a child,
Hmm.
and he says, "Well, my child, it is good to see you have not met final death yet."
Only just barely.
Fucking
Well,
barely.
I have a question. Can you teach me all that you know about the abyss?
well, of course I can. That will take time, though, child. And I'm sure you may have been told this already, but we share a special bond. You are my child, after all. I've given you my blood, and the blood that runs courses through your veins was once mine. The blood that gave you life was once mine. You are as you are as a child is to a parent to me.
Hmm. And like my actual parents, I didn't get to choose who my parents were.
True, but that bond still exists between us, Alonso,
I will
and it is important.
I will work with your conspiracy while you teach me the mysteries of the abyss. I'm a fast learner, and I hope to learn as much as you can teach me.
Well, there is much I have to teach you. And he reaches out and shakes your hand.
Hmm. Oh yeah, shake it back.
Yeah. And during all these lectures, Claudius is just sitting at that table in the center of the room, just nodding sagely. And um, he says, even the so-called founders must agree that this bond between us is sacrosanct. If they truly hold the traditions of Cain dear, how could they begrudge any child his duty, his right even, to serve his sire? And as for the conspiracy, if you have questions as to our conspiracy, I will answer.
You kept mentioning Cappadocius. We don't know much about that. What is that exactly?
Cappadocius is the leader of the Cappadocian clan, of which I am a member. Um, so what have you learned? I know you heard my speech at the dinner on Japheth, but
That,
I believe. Hmm?
that is all we really know, what you said.
That is all we
Well,
remember,
Our captors
honestly.
were not very forthcoming.
Yeah.
I don't believe that he would be, but I don't deny that I am plotting to destroy Japheth Cappadocius. I've
Or
recently decided that the best way to attack Japheth and his hangers-on is to arrange a meeting with him at a time and place of my choosing. Once there, I believe I can get him to drop his guard long enough to be successfully attacked and destroyed. I'm
Has he
cons- hmm?
has he has he given you reason to attack him? Has he attacked one of your holdings?
Well, and he says it's kind of like a sad expression on his face. Je- Japheth Cappadocius is lost to a terrible madness, and I, being a high-ranking member of Clan Cappadocian myself, feel it's my duty to destroy Japheth before his sickness destroys the rest. Therefore, I have agreed to be the 13th in our unholy cabal to plot against Japheth. I know I shall become anathema to some, but Japheth must be stopped. He literally believes he could become God on Earth. His madness must be checked before it can do great harm.
Why does he think this? He
And
always
why
think
would
this.
you not seek out the founders for help on this?
His his madness, his mind continually grasps for things beyond our ken, for concepts God does not mean us to contemplate. I believe it is for his hubris that God has punished him. I am afraid that Japheth's blasphemous ideas have progressed to such a point that he believes the Cappadocians can rise over our Lord God himself to rule the heavens. But as for why I did not get the founders involved, this is a matter for Clan Cappadocian to handle. I I believe that the founders likely either would not believe me, or they would not believe that it is, or they would not believe that what must be done must be done. We lost somebody in roll 20. Um,
Yeah, it looks like it was Luke and Sagan.
yeah, yeah.
If
Oh, there he is.
if this is a inter-clan matter, then why bring all of us into this?
Yeah, swap by you and nods on that.
That was going to be my
Well,
question as well.
as I said, I believe it's my duty personally to destroy Japheth before he becomes much more of a threat. But I do believe that it would be difficult for me just alone to 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 get to Japheth and not be stopped uh, during the destruction of him. But we few here tonight are but a small number of the kindred that understand that at times you must stand against the tide in order to do what's best for all. Our eyes are open, God is on our side, and we shall not fail.
Hmm.
But then he looks over at each of you, and he stands up and looks over at each of you and says, once we have excised the disease Japheth from the Cappadocian clan, I shall wield great power among kindred and kine alike. My family contains powerful vampires, skilled necromancers, and the shrewdest businessmen in all of Venice. Any who bask within my favor shall surely reap great reward. No one, certainly not the so-called founders, shall be able to do my favored ones harm. And he pauses for a couple seconds before he continues. I should like to count you among my favored ones. Of course, those upon whom I and my family frown shall undoubtedly perish in unimaginable pain and ignominy. I am certain you have heard whispered tales of the powers necromancy grants the skilled practitioner, of how she can twist the soul and anchor it forever, bleeding and screaming to this mortal coil. Folk tales are so often true. We can do that, and more, to any who earn our wrath. And his eyes narrow as he continues to speak until there are no more than slits, and fire dances in his pupils as he finishes. You have dominion over over your own immortal souls. Choose wisely, Childer. Your time of trials is nigh, and I would not have you found wanting.
What is the ultimate goal here? For
As
what?
I've said,
For what reason? Let me
Kill
rephrase.
Japheth.
let me rephrase. Should you succeed, what would you do with the power that you expect to acquire?
As I said, my intention, once I have excised Japheth, my intention is to, once I've, well, first I shall have to get a handle on Japheth's sympathizers who believe in his mad plan first. Once it's his plan cannot be allowed to come to fruition. It's far too dangerous for everyone.
Of course, no one should have the power of God.
I'm simply attempting to excise this disease before it infects us all, and before it infects all fellow Cappadocians, myself included.
I suppose I should. Were you to gain the power that you are seeking, what would you intend to do? Do you have any broader goals for your clan and others besides, or are you just gaining power for the sake of power?
Well, as I said, my goal at the moment is simply to excise the disease of Japheth, because, as I said, his plans cannot be allowed to come to fruition. They simply can't. I imagine what Japheth would do in his madness if he actually is successful at becoming God on Earth. Japheth has to be stopped. That's my goal with this. That is my goal with this little conspiracy: is to stop Japheth before he causes some. He either causes something horrible or actually follows through with his madness.
Can we check if he's lying?
Yes, you can. You would roll me. That's perception. Perception empathy.
Oh, well, that too.
Same.
Considering I'm talking to him, to know that. Good luck at getting anything out of it.
Yeah, okay.
So who rolled that? Everybody?
I did not.
I think it starts at Lucian.
Yeah.
Yep.
I rolled.
So that's one success for Lucent, 2 successes for Sasha, 3 for Alonso, none for Nico. 6 Lucent, and let's see. So that's 8, 9. That's a lot of dice. Yeah. Okay. So that is. So he doesn't look like he's lying. He doesn't. As far as you guys can tell, it doesn't seem like he's lying. But Claudia says, I have a task I would like for you all to accomplish for me, to prove your loyalty to your sires.
Naturally.
Hmm?
Naturally. What is this task?
I simply ask that you take a message to Japheth at the Cappadocian Monastery. And he produces like a note from his hand. This note asks Japheth to meet with a contrite and heartsore myself, Claudius Field, with a heartsore Claudius. And it claims that I'm in the throes of a crisis of conscience. Conducting my family's business dealings no longer excites me. But knowing how wise Japheth is in matters spiritual, I crave an audience with him, with my clan brother, to speak at length about my immortal soul. You will simply take this message to him, for me.
Enough. Say
So,
all of you.
will you do that? Will you do this? Will you do this for your for myself and your other sires?
We need to get in their good graces, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, we will take this upon us.
Uh, everyone,
You have my word. I will see your note delivered to him personally.
And my bow.
the message.
Can you hold up the bow?
There.
I would say in my axe, but it's back in that room with the sheep. Technically, it wasn't my axe.
The one person who actually was good with an axe. Anyway,
And Claudius just smiles and he says, "Excellent. I can give directions. You're looking for the monastery of Saint Timothy, and from what he tells you guys, it's about half a night's journey. And he says, I smile on those who show the proper respect." And he produces just a small token of my affection. And he produces from his other hand a golden watch that he hands to one of you, whoever would like to take it.
I'll show will take it.
Yes. All right. And give uh Sasha, it's too late now in the day for you to get to the monastery of Saint Timothy. It's about half a night's journey, but since I'm pleased with your attitude, um, I will I will allow you to stay at the inn for the day if you wish. Um,
What of Alonso's servant, Rodergio?
hmm,
Will we?
you
He is, to our knowledge, no longer a threat. It's actually under Alonso's control. It would be waste resources to not keep him. So
I have to agree. I similar to my enemy Hardestat, detest wasting useful resources. As long as you've kept him under dominate, he can live.
can you
Yeah.
do that?
Mm.
I'll
Then
I'll
yes.
look to
Then
Alonso.
yes.
Like, can do that, can you not?
I definitely can.
Yes. Then we can keep him. Well, you may feel free to explore the inn and speak with your sires more. We shall reconvene. Uh, we shall be staying in the inn for the day, but we shall convene this meeting in friendship. And as he says that, you guys, your sires begin to get up and walk off to uh, their respective wherever they're the respective rooms that they're choosing to relax in. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode of the Giovanni Chronicles: The Last Supper. I'd like to thank all my players for playing, and I'd like to thank all of you for listening. And we hope you'll join us again next time as our coterie continue to struggle with the repercussions of the worst dinner party they've ever been to.